Hello, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I'm going to be doing the Capricorn reading. I feel like a weekly reading. For some reason that was really sticking out. This week, justice, things happening for you. Could be something with documents. Something's coming to light. Something's coming to light this week. Something that you've been working on, something that you've been dealing with. I feel like something is coming to light this week, something that you've been battling with, something that you've been holding yourself back with. I feel like something's coming to the forefront this week. I love it. It says it right there. Okay, something that I feel like: stand your ground, don't give up, be patient, look within, and shine that light. You're ready to move on to calmer waters and happiness with the sun and new beginnings. It's all right there. This is what you're kind of battling with. Like, this is what you're dealing with. Like, you've been holding something back. Like, you haven't been giving yourself justice in a situation. Like, you haven't been standing up for yourself for some reason. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. This will not resonate for everyone. But sometimes we have to really look at the hard truth with ourselves and like, am I really voicing my opinion? Are you using your throat chakra? Are you using your throat chakra? And really taking that hard, maybe there's a situation at work that you haven't voiced your opinion, like you have something that you want to say, but you haven't said it. I know I had to stand up for myself at work. I had to speak to multiple people until, and I almost wanted to give up, but there was something inside of me that said, no, keep speaking up, keep speaking up. And I did, and changes have happened. And the old me would have just been like, oh, I don't want to cause a ripple. Like, I already tried to say it, and so it's not going to happen. But I kept speaking up. And it finally worked for me. And I feel like this is what you're going through too. I feel like there's something that maybe you've been working on this. Maybe you've been trying to speak up. Maybe you've been trying to say something and it hasn't gotten through. But I feel like for this situation, like you're holding yourself back, and like it's bring justice to yourself and fight for that justice for yourself, to free yourself from this Eight of Swords here. Like you're trapping yourself in your mind. And something that when I was growing up, I was the older one, and I have my younger sister who's like almost 6 years younger than I am. And we're two completely opposites in the way that we look, and you know, and she's more outgoing and I was always kind of more quiet, and so I wouldn't say anything, and so my sister would always say things, and my sister would always like kind of like, she would always speak up, and she would always say, and she was always like talking, and she was always saying how she felt and what she wanted, and she kind of like nagged my mom about stuff, and she would always get what she wanted. And they're saying the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and it's so true. And so that's what I always say to myself, is that when I want to speak up for something, is like the squeaky wheel gets the oil, because that's the one it's not being obnoxious or rude or in a negative way. But it's like being able to use your throat chakra and speak up and say, this is what is important to me, and this is what I need to get through. And I feel like this is what you're going through. I feel like you've kind of maybe done it, or like this is something that you've been wanting to work on, and standing up for what you believe in. And sometimes it's hard, and sometimes you feel like, you know, like it's not getting anywhere. But it's like being patient, but it's also about not only getting what it is that you want to have happen, but it's also shining that light within yourself, is that you have a voice in that what you feel is important. And to not, you know, what's holding you back within yourself with this being below the Eight of Swords? Like, why are you holding yourself back? And it's time to move on, right? So let's see, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Seven of Wands, We have the Eight of Swords. So 5, let's see, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, kind of that progression, right? That progression of that movement. And moving on to calmer waters. Yeah, there's always going to be some turbulence going on here, but the overall energy is the Sun card and the Fool card. And then we have the Sun right here, right? And it's like bringing in that sunshine, bringing in that, it feels good. It feels good. And sometimes when you speak up, maybe you're not speaking to the right person. I know I had to speak to 3 different people before one of them finally said, like one of them finally helped me with the changes that I wanted to have happen. So it's like, maybe that's just a test to show yourself to fight for what's important for you, and speaking up for what you feel is important to you, and being justice and balance for yourself, because the person's got the sword here, right? The sword, right? Using the sword, using that mental analytics in a positive way, instead of working against yourself, working for yourself. And what's coming towards you is the Hierophant, that faith and belief. And I feel like Nine of Pentacles, the rewards for your hard work, right? It's that faith and belief in yourself that you're going to stand up and follow through with what you say, what you plan, what you say you want to do. And follow through with that. Yeah, I've definitely had lately, a few situations where I've had to really use my throat chakra and speak my truth and speak up about a situation. But being patient and doing it, I feel like this King of Pentacles is like doing it in a positive way, like not being crazy about it, not doing it angry and bursting out and until because that's what creates more problems. But it's like knowing that, okay, I'm on this path and I want to speak up for myself and I want to work through this because this situation is important to me, and having this new feeling positive about this new beginning and not having all of this baggage that you're carrying moving forward. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do, to stick up for yourself, especially if you have that inner doubt. But if it's something that's important to you, to follow through with it. Rebirth, giving yourself a second chance. That's so funny because I said maybe you've done this before, right? Maybe you've tried before. You've been kind of working on it, but you, just like me, like I did it before, right? Like I spoke with, a couple different people and things didn't change, but I was like determined. I was like, I really want to, speak up here. And that was something that was out of the ordinary for me, but I feel like I want that to be my new way. I want not to be obnoxious about things, but if it's something that's important to me and it makes me feel, it takes away stress, even though in the moment it creates stress, but then it takes away stress. Let's grab a Whispers of Healing. We have Strength. Sometimes you have to be, those are the moments where you really show yourself how strong you are. Those are the moments where you're really stepping up to the plate. You're really stepping up to the plate, and sometimes that can be hard. But you set yourself free with that. You set yourself free with that, right? Like you're not being in this mental cage that you've created within yourself of this negativity of, why do I always get the short end of the stick, or why do I always have to do this? And then, it just starts building and building and building. Let's grab an Angel Answers here. Wow. All right. We have within the next few months. Okay. Within the next few months, so that may resonate with someone. This also could say that within the next few months, it's having the Sun and this new beginning here with the Fool card. Maybe this is a process that you have to go through, that it's not something that's going to be a one-time thing, that it's something that you're working on. But what I like is that it's kind of like the turtle, and the slow and steady wins the race, is that when you make these slow, steady changes that you're comfortable with, these are the changes that become permanent. That it's not a one-time thing and then it's, okay, I'm back to my old habits of not speaking up or not saying anything. But when you do it slow and steady and you feel comfortable through the process and you're enjoying the process and you're like, okay, this is what really needs to start happening is that you stick to that, so that the next time a situation comes up, then it's not as overwhelming or stressful the next time that you need to speak up about something, or you need to say something, that it's like, oh, okay, I did this last time, and so I'm going to do it again. And it could go smoother, it could be maybe a little more challenging, but having that belief in yourself that, hey, this is what I need to do for me. This is what brings in the calmer water. Let's grab a Mystic Forest Oracle card. Exactly as you are. The one who is always dissatisfied with the present moment will never have a better future. Give yourself permission to feel content right here, right now. Being satisfied with where your life is, like this challenge that you're going through right now. I feel like it's kind of looking at it in a different way and say, you know what, I'm glad this has come up, because this is something that I need to work on. This is something that I need to change. This is something that I need to do differently. This is something that I need to look within and build that strength within myself. Giving myself a second chance. Not giving up on myself. Not giving up on myself. Bringing in the Sun and the Fool card for myself, okay? Bringing that in for me because I deserve that. And I felt like one more. Let go. Let go of negative people and toxic beliefs. Toxic beliefs. That's what this is. Toxic beliefs. Things that you're telling yourself that are toxic. Don't work against yourself. Stand up for yourself. Your time on earth is precious. It's precious. It's so short. It's so short. Like, make the most of it. And I know that that's hard when you're going through challenges. I know. Trust me. I've been there. But when you get to the other side, it just feels so amazing. Invest it wisely and be mindful of who you spend time with. Be mindful of not only who you spend time with, but those thoughts that you have in your head, those things that you're telling yourself. Be mindful of those things. Am I saying things to help myself? Or am I saying things to hold myself back? Oh, I feel like this one here. Let's do two, but I definitely feel like this purple one. So I have my crystal cards. We have Tanzanite, Transmutation, Illumination, Psychic. Connecting you to spiritual realms and beyond, Tanzanite assists in living with more awareness and bringing spirituality into your day-to-day. It helps navigate your journey between altered states of consciousness, from deep meditation to accessing psychic powers. Metaphysical abilities are enhanced with the stone, creating a direct line of communication between you and your spiritual team. Tanzanite unveils your true path, transmuting the old into the new and acknowledging that the road is ever winding. Your journey is in constant flow. Trust your path. Trust your path, right? So that's what that crystal is about trusting your path. That's what I was saying, is like being in the moment and just enjoying each moment and saying that, okay, I'm at this challenge. This is a twist in my path. And how am I going to navigate this? How am I going to work through this? And know that this is something to help you on your journey to bring calmness and happiness and this energy and freedom into your life. And then we have Citrine Spirit Quartz, intentional self-awareness, discernment. A centered and empowered stone, this crystal asks that you take command over your life. That's what I was saying. Take command over your life. Stop having these swords be commands over your life. You take command of your life. By having clear intentions, you can begin to lead from a grounded and assertive place, giving you the results that complement your needs. This crystal enhances your sense of self-awareness, dissolving apprehension and self-doubt to clear the way for more confidence in your daily life, no matter what material things you may or may not possess. It is highly focused, an excellent stone for planning and goals. Okay, giving yourself a second chance. Maybe things didn't work out the first time, but it's like, if you truly believe that this is your path and this is what you want to do, is to follow through with it. It's to keep going and to have more confidence. Confidence is something that I feel is it seems so far out of reach, but yet it's so powerful. And I just feel like it's kind of, it can be elusive, but when you have it, it's so powerful. When you have that confidence, within yourself, okay? Planning and goals, setting your goals, what you would like to have happen, and working towards that path. And sometimes it goes smoothly, and sometimes there's going to be twists and turns in the road, but knowing that, okay, this is part of my journey, and not seeing those twists and turns as a negative, but it's like, okay, I got to work on this first, right? Before I can move to the next level, to the next section, I have to work on this first. Giving yourself a second rebirth, okay? I feel like that's kind of the same colors here. Don't work against yourself, work for yourself, okay? All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this reading has helped you in some way. I really appreciate all of your emojis and your kind words and your views. I really appreciate that. You guys are helping my dream to come true, and thank you so much for that. If you want to leave a heart in the comments down below, I would love that. If not, that's okay. As always, stay positive, stay safe. I wish you the best on your journey, and I am honored to be part of it. I love you guys. See you next time.